Today I'm going to be reading the story God's Promise to Abraham. Long after the flood, people on the earth made a plan. "We will build a great city with a tower right up to the heavens," they said. "Let us all live together." And everybody spoke the same language. God wanted people to live in all areas of the world. So he did something special. Suddenly, groups of people spoke differently. God gave them new languages. Those who spoke the same language moved away, and perhaps people became afraid of others that they could not understand. In this way, God caused people to live in different countries. The city that they left was called Babel, which means confusion. Years later, in a place called Ur of the Chaldeans, God spoke to a man named Abram. "Leave this land," God commanded. "Go to the land I will show you." Abram obeyed. God led him to Canaan. His wife Sarai and nephew Lot went with them. In Canaan, both Abram and Lot became rich. They had large herds of cattle. There was not enough pasture to feed all those many animals. Lot's herdsmen and Abraham's herdsmen quarreled. "Let there be no trouble," Abram said. "We will separate. Lot, you take first choice of where you want to live." Lot chose a great grassy plain dotted with cities and villages. It looked good, but the cities were very wicked. After Lot left, God spoke again to Abram. "I give all the land of Canaan to you and your children forever." Abram and Sarai had no children. How could God keep his promise? 3 men from God came to Abram and Sarai. "You'll have a baby soon," they said. Sarai laughed. She did not believe God's message. She was over 90 years old. God told Abram that he would now be called Abraham, which means father of many, and Sarai would be called Sarah, which means princess. God also told Abraham that he would destroy the 2 wicked cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham's nephew Lot lived in Sodom with his family. Lot believed God's warning when it came, but his daughter's husbands refused to leave Sodom. How tragic. They didn't believe God's word. Only Lot and his 2 daughters made it to safety. Fire and brimstone fell down on the wicked cities. Sadly, Lot's wife disobeyed God's warning and looked back as she ran, and she turned into a pillar of salt. The Lord kept his promise to Abraham and Sarah. They had a child in their old age, just as God had said. How they rejoiced when Isaac was born. Perhaps Abraham also thought about God's promise to give him and his children the land of Canaan forever. God would keep that promise. God always keeps his promises. The end.